Hello again and welcome to the boundary line. You can see it's not summer, is it? It's pretty grim, and this is the first boundary line of the pre-season. The players returned into the gym last week, and we've got an exciting season ahead. We've got lots to get through though before that, with loads going on off the pitch. So we have in our esteemed company the chairman Bill Quinn and the managing director of Oldham, Mike Ford. Loads to get through, gentlemen. We've been working really hard off the pitch since we were here at the start of September lifting that Betfred League One trophy. The key thing I want to start with before we go on to the squad and how that might be shaping up is IMG, which was the big story last week. A lot of people have very strong opinions on IMG. We are where we are at the moment, and in terms of the timescale, it's done over a 3-year period, of which you guys have been in charge for, well, half of that, 19 months of that 3-year period. So there wasn't a great deal of manoeuvring we could do in that. The facts being, our score was 7, so down slightly on 7.39, which was an indicative total given by IMG 12 months ago. Some things have been great, which we'll touch on in a moment, but lots of challenges lie ahead. Mike, first of all, your response to the score and kind of where we are.
Yeah, I think we knew we'll be around the same score. We didn't think, we actually thought we'd go up a little bit, but when you look at the way they operate IMG and the way they do things, I mean, your correspondence with the digital footprint and media output and what you had to do to confirm your scores was very thorough. And so we're still getting, there's a big list here, and we're still getting our heads around it a little bit. And I think IMG are as well as the Rugby League. It's all brand new. And I think whatever happens, there's going to be a few tweaks in it as we go along. The thing for us is to keep on top of this, get at the table when them tweaks are made, so that we're fully informed and we can have a bit of an influence and maybe a say in how things are operated in. But you know, that we are on the right lines. Yeah. We asked IMG to give us a score for this year only. The score of 7 points is gone back 3 years, as you said earlier. But we asked IMG just give us a score for this year. You know, the season that we had in League One, our Bill's investment and the squad we put out, and we're just short of 9 points, 8.97. So that's
a decent B rather than the C that we are.
Yeah, and if we do one or two things to that, you know, 8.97, we go into double digits. You know, we go over 10 points, for example. So there's some easy fixes there for us. We've been hampered by it's going back 3 years, but. The one thing that we need everybody to realise is, well, two really for me is the performance on the field. We can never forget that. I think that comes first for me. The recruitment, the way we perform, the way we try and win things, the way we go up the tables and things like that. And secondly is the crowd. You know, the fans getting this place, you know, as full as it can be, So because that's massive for the IMG going forward.
Yeah. We should probably clarify a few things on that for those who are kind of casual observers, which I think most sport fans are when you're bringing spreadsheets into the business. You'll just be looking at scores thinking, well, Oldham have made such big strides. How has that score gone backwards? For us guys who have to kind of delve into it and to be across it, well, we've touched on one of the key reasons there. It's done over 3 years, and we've inherited a club here for the last 18, 19 months of that. Actually moving here to this brilliant facility at Boundary Park has actually seen the points drop because there's a criteria called utilisation of stadia. So we've been at White Bank, which was, you know, well, anyone who knows what that was like. But actually we filled that more. So one of the vagaries of the scoring is that's gone down. Another thing we should say, that last year's scores were indicative scores. So on the IMG end, some of those weren't actually right bang on. So they've been corrected this year. So a lot of that correction has been on the IMG end, other than ours. So there's lots of vagaries to understand why we have made such giant strides forwards, but the score hasn't yet been reflected. Bill, from your point of view, as the guy who's, you know, been pumping your money into this and trying to get us very much on the right path, where are you on this at the moment?
Well, my mind's not changed in any way whatsoever. I've got to say that straight away. I look at things as a challenge, and you know, I went to the last council meeting and I actually wrote one word down which I heard numerous times, and that was, well, we can tweak this, we can tweak that with the IMG, and there's no shadow of a doubt that they will be doing a lot of tweaking as it goes on, because things will come out of all of this and they will have to tweak. So for us, the way I look at it is, we've just got to look at where we are, look at where we can go and what we can achieve in the next coming season, look at how many points, as Mike said, make sure we're doing the right things on the field and make sure we're doing the right things off the field, and just keep going as we have done and producing on and off the field what we can do. As Mike said again, the most important thing for us as well is to get bums on seats, as many of the support around us, because yeah, when the time comes, if that's not this season, if it's the season after, we want to be there banging the drum and banging on the door of Super League and saying, come on, this is where we are. And that's what the aim is for me, for Mike, for everybody at the club and for all our fans. That's where we want to see ultimately, and this IMG is just another pathway to get to it. I certainly don't think the door's closed. I just think we have to just do our bit like everybody else does, and I'm sure there's a lot of people disappointed with the scores that have just come out now, and we've just got to forge ahead and keep going.
Yeah, it's here for the moment, so like it or lump it, whatever your opinions on the way the game's being governed, that is what we're part of at the moment. So you absolutely strive to achieving that. It may change a little bit, it might change a lot along the road. We don't know. Let's pick up a couple of the big positives out of there. Obviously, from our point of view, the social media side of it's been really good. But also, as we talked about, the attendances average up over 1,500, for the first time in a long time. Huge boost, regardless of what the initial stats say. As someone overseeing a club, that says to you, we are on the right path here.
Yeah, 100%. I think you could say our linear is very much up into the sky and stuff, and what you guys have done in the social media world, just looking at the scores again, there's only the followers that we need to follow us, everybody. We need to get everybody following us on X and Instagram and Roughyeds TV. Yeah. We need more of them, but I don't think we could have done any better really. What you've come in, George and Casey and Guy, you've actually transformed our media thing. And then obviously the fans, I think, they come because they want to watch a winning team. They want to be proud of a winning team in Oldham. And that's massively important. No matter what anybody says, right, it's what happens on the field will ignite everything else. We'll work, as Bill says, it's a challenge, and we'll work as hard as we can off the field, but unless you've got the product on the field, then you'll struggle. And our fans, with our pathway people coming, our pathway children and pathway parents coming, being involved, I can sense a feel of, our number one purpose, mine and Bill's, is the pathway and the kids. And I can just feel, I can see kids with shirts on now, I can see kids wanted to play for Oldham again, and we're only scratching the surface on that and stuff. And we've got a new under-18s team coming to in 4 this year, so we're building along the way really nicely. And on the field, get the fans in, everything else takes care of itself. Yeah,
and that's a big part of this. It remains sport, why we all love it. It's out there, and actually, I think that the statement Doncaster, I think it was, gave was quite eloquently said. Do you want us putting money into our team, or should we sort that scoreboard out? It's that kind of thing. But we could argue about that all day. We'll come on to the team in just a moment. Just one more on the fans. Now we've got where we want to be for the time being in the Championship, Bill, and we've got the likes of Bradford and Toulouse and London to look forward to here. These are exciting games for our fans to want to come and experience this day out.
Oh yeah, I mean, we're not just, we're putting the best team possible out on the pitch with the one goal, and that's winning. We're winners, we want to win. That's what this club's all about, is winning and going forward in every department. But to come here, it's not just about coming and watching a match. We're trying to do everything we can to give it a proper game day experience, so that when the kids do come, they're not sat there bored. I mean, I listened to one of the parents last season said, when I come to watch football, I can't keep my lad entertained. But when he comes and watches the rugby, I don't know whether it's the brutality of the sport or what it is, but he seems to be engaged in it. And I love the sound of that. And as Mike said, the pathway is so important. So the game day experience, we're working at that all the time to make it as good as we possibly can, and just to all the time push the boundaries as best as we possibly can, so that you're not just coming to watch a game of rugby. You're coming for a day out. You're coming to enjoy it. You're coming to see different things happening, and to be a part of it and feel part of the club. So for us, the kids, the fans, everybody, we want everyone here as much as we can. Next season's going to be fantastic, as you've alluded to there with the teams that are coming. There's going to be some great games here on this field.
The recruitment, then, let's get into that. Exciting so far. We've had Gil Dudson here being unveiled as an Oldham signing. It's straight, fresh out of Super League. Likewise, Adam Milner, fresh out of Super League. Phoenix PLT, getting him for another year. Fantastic bit of business. The fan reaction to that was tremendous. What a bright spark. Our Players Player of the Year, the Young Player of the Year across League One, and we're not done yet.
No, we've got some. We've also signed a couple more, Ben Forster and Lewis Baxter, but we've got at least two. We've not three players to announce yet. We've just got to do some final negotiations with them guys. But yeah, the squad has got better again, and we need to, because we're in the Championship. You could argue we've gone 50-50 on experience and youth. You could argue that. But we're going to be a very straight on the bat, we're going to be a very difficult team to beat. If you look at our defence last year, to go 7 times without the opposition score in the last 4 games here was nil, right, which is incredible. Sean's going to lay the detail with defence again. We're going to be very hard to beat, and then we've got a little bit of stardust, haven't we, with PLT and Riley Dean, who played for Ireland yesterday against Scotland with Pat Moran. So them guys are getting some international experience. So yeah, we're very excited. We had a coaches meeting last week at Melrose. I'll let Bill talk about Melrose, but that's a fantastic facility. Since we've took over, we made it a fantastic facility. And we had a meeting with Joe McNicholas, the oldest supporters will remember Joe as a winger back here, 2000, 2001, and he's now the strength and conditioning guy for the Penrith Panthers. He's been there for 8 years, and they've won the grand final over there for the last 4 years, which is extraordinary. And we were just sharing ideas, and it was like we were mesmerised. We were there for 2 or 3 hours, and we were just mesmerised and with the conversation. Well, I was the conversation of what the Penrith Panthers do and where we're at in our cycle, and the relationship we're building there is with the Panthers is fantastic. So, we trained once last week, probably 6 weeks start on everybody else, and we train again this Thursday. A bit of testing going on. So, yeah, we can't wait for the start of the season, and we've got to make this 6 weeks count now, where the opposition are not training.
Some more signings on the way. Stay tuned to all of our social channels for that news. In terms of the departures, we've announced 4 so far, and even actually the big departure, George Hurst. That was a great bit of business, actually, wasn't it? As well, the fact that we're getting George Bill playing for us next year after a Super League pre-season. Yeah.
We think it was good business, and it was good for George as well. I know people may say that we're letting our young talent go, but everything has to be done in degrees, and we're moving towards the fact that with Melrose, with everything what we're doing as a club, that we will be retaining as much of the young talent going forward. But we're not there just quite yet, and when you've got a talent as George Hurst who wants to play Super League full-time rugby, why should you take that away from? I wouldn't take that away from anyone, and we're here to build the youth and to do as what we can for them. And if that means that they have to go somewhere else, then that means they have to go somewhere else. But the future is that we will be keeping hold of them, and for George, he'll be playing here for another year. He had a year left on his contract, so I think the business we've done really is good for George, good for Oldham.
Mike mentioned Melrose. One of the major bits of business that's been going on over the close season is the improvements, the renovations, the redevelopment of the Melrose facility, which we've had some great backing to do as well. How proud are you of what's been going on there? Oh,
it's fantastic. I mean, our goal's always been, well, there's just so many goals since we came in, but one of the major ones was to make sure that we engage back with the town of Oldham, the kids of the future, and to get them playing rugby, for Oldham, to think of Oldham. So we've got the pathways going. Melrose has had hundreds of thousands of pounds spent on it. We've been very lucky, with some of our sponsors and people that have got involved in that, and a big shout out to them. But in general, what's gone on there is just fabulous now, and it's going to get better, and we'll keep improving the facilities as we go along, until one day we have a state-of-the-art facilities, whether it's there or somewhere else, and we'll be up there with the best in Super League with the kind of facilities we'll have. But again, it takes time, and we're building. We've only been here 19 months, and I think what we've done in 19 months has been fantastic, but we'll never stop. We're not the type of people to stop. We'll keep going. We'll keep progressing on and off the pitch, and in every department we possibly can. And
we're speaking to you now from just outside our very increasingly popular monthly networking meetings, all our local businesses, which we'll get back inside and have breakfast with them in just a moment. So just wrapping up all the other stuff that's been going on. Season tickets available now, special incentives if you get them before the end of this month as well. Player sponsorship is available, so if you want to get on board with any of our existing players or new signings, make sure you get in touch via the website for that as well. We'll have a new kit, I'm sure, landing, Mike, at some point quite soon.
Yeah, hopefully before Christmas. Before Christmas. Bill, anything on the season tickets?
Yeah, on the season tickets, in the next couple of days, the blue lights will be out, the pie and peas will be out for the season. We've got so much call on them. I would just urge everybody to if you want your pie and peas for the season, and be in the Broadway suite, then basically get onto it as quick as you can, because it only holds so many, and the demand so far, people ringing up and leaving the names for it, has been tremendous. So just please get on with it. I don't want people to miss out who want the pie and peas and the season tickets. Get onto it.
Yeah, bear with us if you have been in touch. We've seen your email. We're getting through them all. The demand, like Bill says, has been big, so we're not ignoring you. We're across it, and hopefully that'll be sorted this week. And the sponsorship, the player sponsorship as well. Great opportunities to be involved with a club very much on the up. Any other business? Anything I've forgotten? We've got
Not really. I think just harping on what Bill said about the Melrose a little bit, and a good example of being stronger together. The firm that's helped us, the Connolly's from Wigan, but Liam Norbury is a local guy who's very much have been a rugby fan all his life, and his dad have come in and helped us with the project, but grabbed hold of it, took charge of it, and without him, we wouldn't. It would have been developed, but nowhere to the magnitude it is now. So, a big shout out for him, and a good example of us all working together.
Gentlemen, we'll leave it there, I think. We'll go in and have a cup of coffee inside. Thanks for joining us. So lots of exciting stuff. Don't go anywhere over the next few days and weeks. We've got a couple of big signings to announce in the coming weeks, with season tickets available for you, as well as Bill mentioned. The blue lights and pie and peas imminently are going to be dealt with. The player sponsorship available as well. We'll have a squad announcement event actually as well, third week in November as well, which we should just mark your card for. Further details of that to follow as well. So we don't stop, even though it's the close season. The players are back in training as well, and we'll be back with you on Roughyeds TV very soon.